I stood frozen, staring at the padlocked gate of the community pool, my arms weighed down with streamers, balloons, and a cooler stuffed with sodas and snacks. Weeks of planning for my 30th birthday, bash me big chance to break the ice with my new neighbors had led to this moment. I'd only been in Maple Grove for 3 months, and I dreamed of turning this pool into a festive hub of laughter and new friendships. But instead, there was Vanessa Reed, a smug, middle-aged woman with a sleek brunette bob and designer sunglasses perched like a crown. She stood there, arms crossed, clearly relishing the chaos she was about to unleash. "Sorry, sweetheart," she announced, her voice loud enough to echo across the parking lot, "but your little get-together is canceled." I could hear tires crunching gravel behind me. Guests were revying. My stomach churned as I fumbled for my phone, pulling up the confirmation email. "I reserved this pool months ago," I said, holding the screen toward her. "I paid the deposit. It's all approved right here." Vanessa didn't even glance at it. She swatted my hand away like I was a pesky fly. "I'm Vanessa Reed, president of the Homeowners Association. I decide who gets to use this pool." Her eyes flicked over my shoulder to the growing crowd of guests, and she added with a sneer, "And frankly, you're not important enough to book this place. Nobody cares about your sad little party." My face burned as my coworker Sarah approached, clutching a gift bag, her brow furrowed in confusion. "I've been so thrilled when I bought my house in Maple Grove. After years in cramped apartments, I finally had a home in what seemed like the perfect neighborhood: manicured lawns, friendly dog walkers, and a sparkling community pool." But I hadn't counted on Vanessa. From the day I moved in, she'd nitpicked everything: the color of my curtains, the angle of my garbage cans. I thought I could handle her petty jabs, but this? Canceling my birthday party in front of everyone? This was war. The trouble started a week earlier when Vanessa cornered me by the mailboxes. "I hear you've booked the pool for Saturday," she said, her voice syrupy with fake concern. "That's bold for someone so new." I forced a smile. "Just a casual birthday thing," I said. "A way to meet folks." Her eyes narrowed. "How many guests?" she pressed. "We have strict rules, you know." I told her about 20 neighbors and a few work friends, well under the 40-person limit. But Vanessa wasn't done. Over the next few days, she bombarded me with complaints. My application wasn't detailed enough. I hadn't lived here 6 months, a rule she made up, and she even demanded a full guest list to vet who could enter. When I pushed back, quoting the HOA handbook, her tone turned icy. "The board can revoke PRIVY leases for anyone who doesn't fit Maple Grove's values," she warned. "You'd better watch yourself." I checked with the property management company, who confirmed my reservation was rock solid. Vanessa couldn't touch it, or so I thought. Now, here I was, facing her at the lock gate, a closed for maintenance sign dangling crookedly obviously slapped up last minute. The pool water sparkled behind her, no maintenance crew in sight. "This is insane," I said, my voice shaking with fury. "I have all the paperwork. You can't shut this down just because you think I'm not worthy." Vanessa's smile widened, venomous. "Oh, I can," she purred. "As HOA president, I have emergency powers to close facilities for safety." And honestly, she leaned in, her voice a sighs whisper. "Nobody wants to party with a nobody. Clear out, or I'll call security." I was about to snap back when my neighbor Tom tapped my shoulder. "Everything okay?" he asked, glancing between me and Vanessa. "She locked the pool and canceled my party," I said loudly, making sure everyone heard. "Says I'm not popular enough." Tom's frown deepened. "That's not right. I'm on the HOA board, and we never voted to cancel anything." Vanessa's smirk faltered, but she doubled down. "It was an executive decision," she snapped. "Maintenance issues don't need a vote." Another neighbor, Emily, piped up. "Maintenance? My kid swam here yesterday. The pool's fine." More neighbors gathered, and I could sense their frustration. I wasn't the only one fed up with Vanessa's reign of terror. Then Tom pulled me aside, his voice low. "She's done this before," he said. "Cancels legit bookings so she can rent the pool to her buddies for cash. My wife caught her last year." Before I could process that, another neighbor, Jake, joined us. "I've got proof," he said, holding up his phone. "Caught her on Video a few weeks ago, taking money from some outsider for a pool party that wasn't on the books. He played the clip. Vanessa, clear as day, pocketing cash from a stranger who then hosted a huge bash. My jaw dropped. That's fraud, said Laura, a real estate lawyer who lived across the street. Those fees are supposed to go to the HOA, not her wallet. Emboldened, I marched back to the gate. Vanessa, I called, my voice steady now, unlock this pool for my approved reservation, or we're escalating this. Her face twisted with rage. Are you threatening me? She shrieked. I'll have you kicked out of this neighborhood. She yanked out her phone. I'm calling security. I didn't flinch. Go ahead, I said, and I'll call 911 to report you for stealing HOA funds. We've got VY proof. Vanessa froze as Jake waved his phone, and half a dozen neighbors started recording the showdown. In a desperate move, Vanessa called the cops, claiming I was trespassing and causing a scene. But Laura had already dialed 911, reporting Vanessa's suspected embezzlement. When two police cruisers rolled up, the tension was electric. Vanessa launched into a frantic rant, painting me as a rule-breaking troublemaker. But her story crumbled as neighbors stepped forward, spilling years of grievances about her power trips. Jake showed the officers his VY Deo, and I handed over my reservation documents. The cops huddled, then approached Vanessa, whose confidence was evaporating. Ma'am, one officer said, based on this EVY Denke, we're seeing potential fraud and misuse of authority. You'll need to come with us for questioning. This is outrageous. Vanessa screeched, her voice hitting a fever pitch. I've run this community for 10 years. You can't arrest me over some nobody's party. But the officer was unfazed, pulling out handcuffs. You have the right to remain silent. The crowd watched, stunned, as Vanessa was led to the cruiser, still yelling that my party was pathetic and she was being framed. One officer stayed to help us contact property management, who sent someone to unlock the pool. The party? It was a hit. More neighbors showed up than I'd in VY Ted, all thrilled someone had finally taken Vanessa down. We laughed, swam, and swapped stories about her tyranny. A week later, the HOA held an emergency meeting. Vanessa, now facing charges of fraud, embezzlement, and abuse of power, sat in the back, her face a mask of fury. The investigation uncovered years of her skimming reservation fees, thousands of dollars funneled to her own pocket. She faced up to 3 years in prison and hefty fines. When the vote came to boot her from the board, it was unanimous. As the gavel fell, her glare locked onto me, but I just smiled. Her own ego had burned her empire to the ground. So what do you think? Was I wrong to call her out in front of everyone? Or did Vanessa deserve every second of that public takedown? Should the neighbors have stayed quiet to keep the peace? Or was exposing her the only way to fix this toxic community? And how far would you go to stand up to a bully like her? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button if you're team justice. And subscribe for more wild neighborhood dramas.